We have your lovely gentlemans on the red team. Apollo, Barbaric, Strix, Cruisin, and Watchful. And on the flip side, we have Enemy, Panic, Cul-de-sac, Waffle, and Rose Reina, who's stepping in and replacing Mr. Crowdrolic for the remainder of today's matches. Enemy with the opening first blood onto Cruisin. Sees blood in favor of the blue team here as Apollo answers back and finds two. Able to get a third. He cuts through Evasion and opens the sight for his teammates here in a monster round from the very timid and quiet Apollo. Cul-de-sac takes out Watchful. Strix chilling in mid with Rose Reina as she rotates and cuts through this split area to rejoin and relink up with her teammates, who gets untimely demolished by Barb. Apollo leading the charge, taking the first round with a beautiful 4K. On to round 2 now. That was a Bible to read in chat. Shouts out to Virtus Pro. Looks like an AE charge, and it's a beatdown, and it's a world of work to do here for Panic and teammate Enemy. Nade's good, puts a lot of pressure on Apollo, and Panic shuts him down after his first round masterclass, with taking only minor damage in return. Cruisin, been a smoke criminal, decides to come through, tries his luck, but it's not enough. However, Barb and Watchful party on through and get some refrags of their own, bringing it down to a 3v3. Nades, executions out. Rose Reina coming through split now, trying to get involved in the round herself. We have Waffle in a prone angle, trying to catch anything towards the site. The smoke's in. Vision's obscured and the pre-fire comes through. A little too late. We got a lot of prone movement at the moment from the boys. Waffle taking a lot of damage. Cul-de-sac coming from D1 finds Barb. All down to Watchful in the 1 versus 2. Watchful got eyes on one. Jump behind the site. Isolates Cul-de-sac. And knows that Waffle has to play the bomb. And he plays it so well. Able to bait out the sprint. A little bit of an obscure kind of angle for Watchful to play there. Really needs to keep a teammate up with them. But it's a really well played round from Evasion, who answer back just as well. Again, opening now towards a bomb on Barb as opposed to being on Cruisin. Watching the backside for kind of a flank. Panic, Ash 12 repositioned it to a nice little position here. We call it E-box. It's a pretty hard angle to clear when you're coming out of D2 from the attacker's perspectives. Cul-de-sac getting a little bit restless, sniffed out that there's not really anyone over here. Trying to take some space. Don't quite think he's seen Barb prone over there. But Barb saw him. Barb taking space towards B, Strix leading the charge, and here comes the cavalry. Rose Reina trying to take out Apollo, gets shot in the back. Panic finds Cruisin. 2 versus 4 now. Make that 1. Mr. Waffle finds an eager Apollo. Double smokes in both doors. It is depressing to attempt to retake this. Dodges the flash. Comes through spring loaded. There's not really much you can do when the attackers kept all that utility super late into the round. Used nothing on A, basically. Gave them a lot of wiggle room on B to isolate the lanes. That was a monster round. Switching it up now. Moving towards B. Nade in the hand. One nade, at least, in the hands of Cruisin'. That was an interesting one. Finds Waffle. Rose Rain is sitting tucked tight in the corner here. Might be able to get away with murder as the team spill out from stage side. Able to take out Cruisin'. Big kill here for Rose. Apollo answering back with a double of his own. Rose coming in as a substitute player. Off the back of Cryogolic being unable to continue for the rest of the day. Takes a couple of rounds to settle in, especially against a team of this caliber. Daunting task to come in and sub, and your first game is against UN. Apollo hop, skipping, jumping and diving, and it looks like the guys are running into what could be a potential stack from Evasion here with 3 players on B and 1 close by. Apollo with the opener. Onto enemy cul-de-sac with the supporting UN nade of his own to take out his teammate. Cruisin' busts a move onto stage, through stage. Takes out one and takes an advanced position in heaven. Waffle potentially going to get caught out here. The shots aren't good as Waffle's able to surprise Cruisin' and unfortunately take his... Oh no. Oh, it's so unlucky. It's so unlucky. Runs away to put some cheese in. Deer in headlights type moment there as he catches Strix with his back turned. Thinks he's going to get a free kill. Drops the cheese, takes the gun out and goes down anyway. 4-1. The rounds are stacking up. We're going with a 4 stack. Well, the similar round setup really. 3 to B and 1 to mid. As Waffle's probably given the information across now that the team is plummeting towards B. A little bit of hope that cul-de-sac doesn't nade his teammate this round. Barb finds him. I wonder if Cruisin' learns from his mistake of last time. Seems to be cautious about that corner this time around. The left-hand peek is too much to ask for as Rose finds one. Barb goes down. The bomb's in a sticky position as Apollo claws back and takes out Rose. Now the bomb a ways away in secret. Watchful finds a kill of his own now as the rotate comes in from A. The devastating force that is that Ash 12 is trying its best to get into the A site and it... into the B site, sorry. Panic with a lovely kill onto Strix. Site is momentarily secured for the red team. Now it's all down to Panic in a 1 versus 2. One full mag, though, and a lot of mumbo jumbo to work through as well here. Finds Apollo looking for a gun. To be click. Is the UI lying to us? Oh, I mean, almost. No. I'm looking at the UI down the bottom of my screen. I'm seeing there's bullets, there's bullets, there's bullets. It's just really unfortunate for Panic because it looked like he had a really good chance to take that round. We're gonna chalk that round up as a deserved round for Evasion and put an asterisk beside that 5 for Team Unknown. Some camaraderie in the chat there. A lot of lines typed between you two and I wasn't quite sure of how it was going. Mr. Happiest Player, Mr. Tall and Handsome, sprinting to his heart's content here as the smoke comes down to cut his path. Enemy spotted, says Apollo on his jump shot as Panic finds Cruising. Cul-de-sac finds Apollo, who's been a stake for claims here for the Unknown team, and the other team kills it around. You hate to see it happen. Barb with a jump shot mid-air across the site finds a kill, and now the cavalry's here. Happiest Player goes down. 3 players for the blue team on the retake. Flash is potentially good, lands behind cul-de-sac, but all the same Barb finds the kill. Looks like enemy is partially flashed here, judging by the icons on the screen. Attempts the mid-air. I mean, when in doubt, jump, I guess, but it was a good effort at least. 6-1 now. There's room for UN to take 7. The reactions are coming through now for the Ash 12 incident, right? That's what everyone was talking about. It's hard, man. It happens all the time with the Ash 12. You panic, you reload. Instead of running a mag dry, you start to juggle your mag, shoot a couple of bullets in each mag, and then all of a sudden, every time you reload, you run dry after a second. It can be difficult, for sure. Cruising, busts the door down and runs through the smoke, finds Waffle. Looking for the force that is Panic here. Gets him. Rose Reyna playing from headshot now. The guys might be able to get out and get the bomb down. Reyna finds Cruising. Watchful answers back. Enemy. The B rotate coming through. I think he panicked a little bit. Yeah. I mean, Watchful was in a dumbass position as well. That kind of probably caught people off guard. 7-1. Monster half for a monster team. UN showing what they're about on this fantastic map. Ash 12 has just been incredible so far today, almost every time we've seen it. Just glad that it's limited to 1, you know, and we don't see 3 Ash 12s. Partially worried about the new meta and seeing 3 RPDNs and RIS-Ts and all that stuff, but we'll have to see how time will tell the story, I guess. Defense now. Smokes out to D1's pretty standard here. Little bit of a bogey nade. Would take it. There's action though towards the backside of B. Barb trying to bait some shots here and figure out how many players are in this area. Similar setup to what UN were playing, where there's a guy back in the elevators and a guy closer. There's a creeping Strix here. Strix finds one. Not quite the second as Rose answers back with a big kill onto Strix. Apollo finds the trade again. Oh, Watchful with a nice kill there onto Panic. Ash 12 down. Everyone's going to be feeling good about that on the red team now. The one-tap machine is out of the equation. As Cruisin' and Apollo double up to get a kill apiece to close the round out. Match point, UN. Looking forward to the next game with Aspect and Generation. We're going to be going to Bay 5. Bay 5 with Aspect starting on defense. We're shooting through smokes here as the man of the hour is having a monster round. Almost gets an ace, but gets shut down, and Strix has to close the door. Now, GG's well played to both teams. UN, obviously, are now going to advance. That's the last we're going to see of them for today. However, Evasion move forward into the last chance round.